Hello, friends. Hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Craft Your Joy Live. I'm Lisa Hetrick. I'm super excited to be here with you today from my newly renovated studio space. Friends, I'm tired. I'm tired. We've been really busy with the expedited timeline that I put on getting this space together. So we are here in the new space. Just a couple little technical snafus we'll talk about along the way, but in general, doing really well. Everything's everything is everything is up and running. Got a couple other little techie things to take care of, but I hope you enjoyed last week's tutorial. That was a pre-recorded tutorial with two big lessons, two big samples in that lesson about using this new stencil with the stamp set for a limited edition. Okay, today, friends, I'm going to walk through a really easy, clean, and simple card. So we may or may not be here an hour. We may not. I just felt I felt a little winded by the expedited timeline that I put on getting this space back up and running. That yeah, I'm a little winded. So we're going to take it easy and we're going to chat today and we're going to ease in slowly. Okay, let's see. I got people popping in. I see friends popping in. Hello, Judith, Zan, Rhonda. Oh, Zan remodeling. Zan just said remodeling is so fun. It can be. And I will tell you, hi, Catherine. It's very, very serene and lovely. I am really excited about this space. I have had the honor and privilege to be home with my children when they were 3 and 1. That's when I left the corporate world. And I worked in many different areas of our home, mainly the basement. And this space used to be my kids' playroom when they were little. And over time, I moved into this space and it just kind of got built up, and it still had a lot of things in it from everywhere. And it was the last room in our home that had carpet. So it needed an update. So finally, we planned to do it last year and decided what weekend it was going to be. And I had been working on purging and cleaning and doing all kinds of things since last November. So gave myself the proper time. Now I'm on the back end of it. It's been a little winded. So it's kind of fun. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Stacy. 7. So hi from London. First time live. That's great. Thanks. Hi, Jan. First time watching you. Love all your work with Gina K. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's hard to believe. Oh, Zan. Oh boy. Been there with the plumbing repairs too. I feel you. Um, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So it feels like it's been weeks since my new Gina K release came out. And let's just go ahead to our down camera and just kind of pop my face in here. So here's the new release. Oh, I can see my microphone I was so concerned about sound that I ended up popping the microphone a little bit too close and into the screen a little bit. So here's my brand new release with Gina K Designs. It's called Limited Edition. You can see right now, very well loved. I also created a coordinating stencil with this set. So we're going to be playing with these two flowers today and this background piece. So the stencils that I've been creating to coordinate, the coloring stencils I've been creating to coordinate with my Gina K releases, I've been trying to do something a little bit different by adding a pattern element to it as well. So not only do you have the ability to do coloring, like coloring in your images via stencil, you have an option to do some pattern. Oh, Mary, rainy and gloomy in Indiana. Ready for some joy. It's rainy and gloomy here in Maryland too, which is like why my lighting is just, I've had to really kind of jack up the lighting to get it to to be very bright for us today. So, oh, Zan said 90% of your craft room is packed up or under tarps. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to lie, friends. I still have quite a bit of items that I'm going through, probably about six to 10 more boxes. So I did unpack quite a bit, and I brought in everything so that I could live with it for a few days. And then when I go back to the boxes and I actually evaluate and look at what's in there, I can say, I really didn't need that in the last 6 days, so maybe I don't need it at all. So that's my strategy. I don't know if it's going to work, but anyway. Okay, friends. Several things have also happened in the last 2 weeks. My son and his girlfriend are now engaged. They bought a home last May. So this month, at the beginning of the month, it was their first year anniversary of the purchase of their home. And they got engaged on Mother's Day, and they're going to be getting married next year. So that's been happening. And I posted this card on social media, Happily Ever After. Is one of the stamp sets. I mean, one of the sentiments in the stamp set. And I really love that concept, not only for weddings and celebrations, but for reading, right? For our books and our adventures in books. So I thought, today would just be a really nice day to just kind of ease back in and create this card, have a little chat, and go from there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make this card, and no watercolor today, which I started to work on it yesterday, and I was like, I really want to do watercolor, but next week I'm going to do an even more intense tutorial with watercolor. And let me pop that sample in while we're talking about it. We're going to do something that's inspired by this next week. So, okay, friends, let's get started. I feel like I've rambled on enough, and no lie, it has been because I've been a little bit winded from this renovation, a little bit tired. And I know that my husband and my son have been too. They actually did all of the flooring in here on Saturday, and they finished it in record time. And my son put together all this furniture that's behind me, and put together some of the new table setup. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in, like, I could easily do a fun live video or attach it to something else that we're doing where I kind of give you a little tour of the space. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is first, before we start doing the background elements, we're going to do a little bit of stencil coloring with this image. So look at that. Yeah, I'm still working on lighting, friends, in here. And I'm also still working out some of the technology issues as it relates to the internet, because I'm usually hardwired to the internet, but for some reason something's not working with my router. So that's been like 7 days trying to figure out what's going on with that, but I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, so I have this little sticky mat here, which I find very handy. But I also often need to move this around. I'm just going to go ahead and do some really light color mixing with 2 colors from the Gina K inks, just to get this really soft kind of floral image. Now, the cool thing about this flower is that it's just kind of, when I was drawing it, I didn't really have anything in mind for it. I just really wanted this kind of open flower that looked like the morning when the sun kind of hits the flowers and kind of opens up. So that was my goal behind that. Oh, people are saying, hi, Rhonda, Marcy, would love to see a tour. Okay, that sounds like fun. I've never really thought about sharing all the things in my space. And as you can see, like when I go back to the front shot, one of the wonderful things about technology is that I was trying really, really hard to get this camera in the center between the 2 bookcases. That didn't happen because of the ceiling fan. So, you know, measuring, girl math didn't work out. Um, so that was kind of, you know, interesting. But I'm still putting things in the bookcase and still just kind of really trying to be intentional about what goes in this space. Okay, I've got this stencil sticking down on this stencil on this sticky mat, and I'm going to tell you, I am stencil challenged. So one of the things about the new year for me and my releases with Gina K was to create stencils that coordinate with my stamp sets. A, because everybody seems to love to have that option for coloring their stamped images. And B, because I am stencil challenged and I wanted to get better at it. So I thought, what way to get better at it than to make some. So, all right, we're gonna start. We're gonna use Wild Dandelion and Innocent Pink. And what I'm gonna do is just do a concentration, a light wash. And this is the challenge for me, doing light washes with my Gina K blending brushes, because I'm so heavy-handed. So I'm learning how to be better with it. Let me know in the chat if like the stencil and the stencil coloring is your thing, and or you're new to it. Like, I'm not super new to it, but I'm super new to it in that I've always avoided it. And now I'm trying to really get a little bit better with it. So my goal here is I'm going to do some color mixing. So like we do color mixing with watercolor, I'm going to do some color mixing with Innocent Pink and my Wild Dandelion to kind of create a really soft color in the center and then a softer color on the outside. And where the two meet, it's going to do a nice blend. Zan just shared 20 gallons of paint got delivered. Oh, Zan, that sounds like a lot. It took 2 gallons for me to redo this room. This room had not been painted in since 2006 or 5, somewhere around there. It hadn't been painted and it desperately needed it. So Marcy just shared, I love the stencils because of the quickness using the blending brush. I love Copics too. Friends, we're gonna integrate some more Copics too. Zan doesn't do a lot of stenciling. I appreciate the option too, and I don't do a lot as well. So I'm gonna go in, I'm going in very light as possible, and just kind of doing a really quick, very gentle circular motion. Sort of like I kind of reframed my use of stencils and kind of said to myself, okay, how would you use your colored pencils? How would you use your markers to kind of do this? And knowing that you're heavy-handed with those tools, how can you use that motion, that muscle memory to do some stenciling and achieve what you're trying to achieve? So I'm very, very soft here. Very soft. Stencils. Oh, the 9x12 grippy. Oh, yeah. There you go. Everybody's sharing all their stencil experiences. Rhonda's working at getting better at stencils. Same, friend. Same. Okay, I'm going to come in with this Innocent Pink. And hopefully, like, I check my stencils to make sure they're pretty clean. So this grippy mat for stencils, everybody's talking about this grippy mat. So I have the new Gina K grippy mat and I'm really digging it. I really, really love it. But there's another thing that I've used in the past that as a grippy mat before I even had this tool, which I found very, very useful. And that is the jelly plate. If anybody's familiar with the jelly plate, like I had 2 jelly plates and I was using them for a while as a little bit of a grippy mat. Hi, Stephanie. Somebody new popped in. Hello. Just subscribed. Love your work. Thank you. Everybody's chit-chatting about the grippy mats for stencils. I tell you, okay, I'm going to go around the edges here a little bit, and I'm going to do that circular motion with the Innocent Pink. and I am being very light-handed. So in essence, when I'm doing this, being very light-handed and color mixing right on the paper, and by the way, I'm using Gina K Heavy White layering white cardstock. It is the only white cardstock I use. I actually only use Gina K cardstock. Obvious reasons, right? And the reason I really, really love how I can use this cardstock and get some really beautiful blends. And we're starting to see that. I'm being very, very gentle here and kind of going around those edges. And where that innocent pink and that yellow is going to meet, we're going to get a little bit of like a coral-like color. I feel like I can do a little bit more right down here. So see, I'm trying to be a little less hesitant, but I feel like taking the time and going around in this circular motion is very helpful to kind of bring up that color. Now in watercolor, I always talk about layering or glazing, where we layer that first color, which I did with the yellow, and then we come in and we layer another color, and then we let it dry and we keep like layering. I kind of feel like that muscle memory that I have for watercolor and using that concept with this kind of the coloring stencils kind of gives me that look and feel that I want as well. Detail brushes. Marcy shared detail brushes. So I just ordered in the last release, I ordered the Gina K detail brushes. I didn't have any detail brushes. So I ordered them and I can't wait to show them because I feel like I use these smaller brushes more often than I do these bigger ones. I guess because I'm doing more when I use stencils and because I'm challenging myself this year, that the stencils are really only for coloring. I love that, Marcy. You're so correct. It's only paper. It's only paper and ink. If you don't like it, we can always start over. And believe me, I've started over many times. I'm just really kind of digging that blend. You can kind of get that ombre look where the outer edge of the petals have that pink, and then as we come in a little bit more, we've got a little bit more yellow. Now, many of you have watched many of my tutorials with watercolor, and you know that I love using yellow as a color because it jacks up the luminosity of all the other colors around it. So, hello! Jamadi just joined us from British Columbia, the Rocky Mountains. Wow! How many people do we have here right now? Let's take a peek. Oh my goodness. There's so many of us. Okay. I'm going to stop before I go too far because I have a tendency to go too far. And let's take a peek at what we got. Oh, I'm really liking this. I'm actually happy. Let's just go ahead and tidy up. I very rarely tidy up things, but I'm really liking this color mix. So again, I shared a few minutes ago, my goal this year was to get better with stenciling. I'm not an expert. If you want to watch some really, really amazing stencil crafters, Mindy Egan, Kathy Zilski, there's so many. I intentionally started to create more coordinating stencils for my stamp sets because I wanted to improve and get better and also have another option for coloring. So I'm really, really loving this. Listen, everybody's pretty chatty today. Oh, Catherine just shared paper and ink plus my time plus my attention plus lots and lots of hope. So I'm really disappointed when something doesn't work out. I totally get that. You know what I'm disappointed in not when something doesn't work out. It's when I get all the way to the very end of the card and I drop the sentiment on top of it and I booger up the whole thing, which happens more than I like to share. Okay, now I'm going to cut this out. I brought in my little mini. I've got my little mini. I love this little Intri-Cut mini. Love it. I absolutely love it. It's just so cute and it fits in the camera, which is super fun. Oh, I might need to, but it doesn't fit in if the piece of paper is too big, right? So let's go ahead and grab some scissors. Just kind of trim off some of this white. Today's card's going to be super, super simple today, friends. Next week, you're really going to go hardcore with watercolor and the stamp set. And then the week after, I think we're in June. Yeah, holy smokes. Then we will be doing a paint and chat, a watercolor paint and chat. So friends who are with us today that are new, I do paper crafting tutorials on this channel. We do focus a lot on watercolor, and we do watercolor paint and chats. And the tutorials are often very, very much focused on technique versus completing a card project. So yeah. Oh, Marcy, yes. Use the Misty for stamping your sentiments. I know, I should, but sometimes I just go rogue. All right, here is, this stamp set has the coordinating dies, and I pretty much have a coordinating die for every single image in the stamp set, including the sentiments. I think with the exception of, no, I think it's almost every single stamp set. So here is the coordinating die for the floral. And I don't mind, I'm a fussy cutter, so I don't mind fussy cutting things out. But I do like a good die to cut things out, if I can get it straight, right, friends? Everybody's sharing about the boogering up their card. Jean, I need a mini Intri-Cut. You know what, Jean? I didn't think I needed it. And I really didn't, because I have the big Intri-Cut, and I've used several, like Spellbinders Platinum. I've used Sizzix. I've used all kinds over the years. But when Gina came out with hers, I got it, and I really, really liked it because it didn't make this badonk sound when I was rolling things through. And I have a bit of carpal tunnel because I'm a graphic designer and I've been one for 30 years. So it helped my hand quite a bit. And then she came out with this little one. And honestly, I feel like I use this one a ton. And I really love that it fit in the camera so that I didn't have to set up a third camera for the die cutter. I know, first world problems, right? So kind of funny. Okay, I'm going to pop this out. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I just love that. Now look at that color. Okay, so blending and getting this like kind of ombre look. When you mix, so we're going to have a little nerd out right now. When you mix Wild Dandelion with Innocent Pink, and I'll do another blend so that we can really properly see that color. You can get this beautiful, beautiful hue of coral. Let's do that. Let's go ahead. We've got the time. We've got the time. Let's bring in, I have this little piece of paper here, and let's bring in these two colors because we have the time. Yes, jeans. Yes, it is very, very easy to use. I have carpal tunnel in both hands, and I haven't had the surgery. I actually just manage the symptoms. If I've been going too hardcore with repetitive movement with design, I end up, I just give myself some rest. And because I'm not really big on the surgeries, I really like to do things as naturally as possible. So that's just kind of me until I have to. Oh, she uses an electric one. You know what? There's been several, there's several electric ones that are out on the market. I've never really tried one. I've always had that crank one. Okay, I'm just getting we're going to just show a little bit of color mixing. And I'm just going to do that circular motion with the wild dandelion and just kind of do a little bit of color mixing like I would do with watercolor. So we've got that wild dandelion, and I just tried to be not as heavy-handed as I usually am. Then I'm going to come across the other direction with Innocent Pink. I think I need to do a little bit of re-inking on my Innocent Pink and just kind of start out here and work my way in. I definitely need to do some re-inking. Okay, and just kind of come in to the yellow so that we can really see that color mix and how the two blend together. I'm digging this. We've got that beautiful color in the center. Let's close this up, take a peek at this. So I could put a little bit more over here. Everybody's sharing all the different things. Hi, Donna. Everybody's sharing all the different kinds of die cutters that they have. Thank you. Arnica gel and acupuncture. Yes. Yes, Marcy, I do use arnica gel and I have done acupuncture too. So as natural as possible. Okay, so we have that yellow and we have that pink that's coming through. And just kind of showing you that the Gina K inks, or any ink that you have in your stash that's a water-based ink, if you're really working those two colors together, I especially am talking about it from the Gina K ink perspective. The Gina K inks are so transparent when you're using them that you can layer colors underneath it very much like you would watercolor. And I think that's why I love them so much, because I can do some color mixing and get a brand new color. And this color here, this coral-like color, is just so pretty. You know, that's what we got here. Got that coral-like color. Digging it. I'm really, really digging that. Okay. All right, I'm moving on because I feel myself nerding out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to move to the card base. Let's move this out of the way. And I'm doing a combination with this card of stenciling and over stamping. So I'm going to bring in this stencil. And like I said at the beginning, I'm trying to create these stencils where they have, of course, the images for you to color in, to stencil in color for your stamped images, and then also add just a little bonus here. So here's our little bonus, and I'm going to need a piece of tape. I didn't bring tape into the mix here, so let's go ahead in. Yeah, San said shared Gina K's inks are so super smooth. So what I want to do is I've got this wonky, I'm calling it the wonky polka. And I want to kind of have it at this top. Oops, let's get on here. I could do this all in the Misty, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to show you how I do it here. And just kind of want this image in that top third. It's a little bit blown out there. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can adjust the lighting. And I'm just going to put this little piece of tape down just to kind of hold it down. Just to hold it down. This tape is just one of those, like a painter's tape. It's an art tape, sort of like my purple tape. It is not super sticky. Okay, now I'm going to go in and do a really light wash of Innocent Pink. You could also do pastes or glitter pastes or any other kind of medium that you could just put right in there and just create a little bit more texture. But I'm starting in slow with color. So just going to go in and do some really gentle circular motion, very much like I would do with colored pencils and even watercolor. Just a quick circular motion. And I don't want to stay in the same place for too long because I don't want there to be a level of intensity with these polkas. I just want them to be kind of faint. So I can see a couple spots right at the top where I wanted it to be just a little deeper. Hi, Linda. She got here late. Beautiful. Did you take a shot of your newly refreshed studio? I did take some photos. Oh, that would have been smart of me. Thank you. To actually put the photos up so that you could see them. But what we're going to do, and I think we're going to do it next week, Linda, is I'm going to just dedicate a little bit of time at the very beginning of our tutorial and just do a quick walk around with the camera before we start our tutorial. So that will be super fun. Okay, so I've got a really nice background here that's kind of a light wash of that pink. Looks like we're getting, oh, there we go. I thought it was a little, the lighting, because it's rainy and because my studio space is covered in windows, I'm constantly adjusting lighting. Now I want to put this down on top of here just for an eyeball reference, because I'm going to go in and do some stamping behind it. I personally like I like the stamps to be the star of the show. I've said this many, many times. So with stenciling and over stamping over top, I feel like we're building up layers and we're building up interest in the card. So there's things, not everything is one layer or flat. And it's really clean and simple. And I really, really like it. Okay. So I'm going to come in. I think I'm going to do grass green in the background. So I have my eyeball. I'm just kind of going to eyeball that. I want that leafery to kind of pop up behind it and maybe like over to the side of it. So, okay, everybody seems to be interested in the beginning of next week's tutorial to be like a little tour. And here's the really fun thing. If it works, I'll have to practice. Apparently, I use a software called eCam, and I have a camera here, and I have a camera here, and I have lights all around me. But now I can set up this camera, and walk around with it, and it can be the third camera, and it's a new feature, and I'm excited. And I just discovered it last week, and I haven't had that much time to play with the idea yet. Okay, so grass green, I'm going to kind of pop that right there. Could use the Misty if I wanted to, but I'm going to go in and go rogue. I actually could have used fresh asparagus too, but we're keeping all of the colors. When using grass green, it kind of keeps all of the values or the temperature of all the colors kind of in the cool family. So grass green is a cool color. Jelly bean green is a little bit cool, can be cool, but a little bit skews a little bit warmer sometimes. Stephanie uses eCam too. I love it. It's because I'm a Mac girl. Okay, this one is a little wild and wonky, but that's okay. I think what we're going to do is we've got another thing that we're going to stamp out. I've got this piece on the stamp. I have this little strip. It's a piece of washi tape. I've done washi tape stamps in before in some of my past sets, and I think maybe some of those sets are retired and aren't around anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and I inked up jelly bean green. I'm going to stamp that down because we're going to use that to kind of cover up the bottom of the stem. Stamp that down. Then I've got another detail. I'm calling it the accoutrements. There's a couple little accoutrements in the stamp set. The heart, the ampersand, the washi tape, and the little squiggly. And all of these images fit perfectly in the book. But I'm going to use this little squiggly accoutrement, boop, 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 as a little detail in the washi. I love that. Okay, we have a washi die. Did I not get the washi die out? Yes, I did. I did get the washi die out. Okay, let's just tear this. Let's bring in our little bitty I need to give her a name. She's so cute. I need to give her a name. Okay, we're going to bring this in and just kind of cut this piece of washi tape. Stephanie, if I'm a Mac girl, brand new to eCam, so learning a lot. Stephanie, so I was looping back to what you said. Do you do tutorials and do you do stuff on YouTube? If so, drop your link in the description so everybody can follow you and watch you, including me. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Let's take a little piece of tape. I'm really going to have to find that tape. Again, like I said, I'm still kind of unpacking a few things. And yesterday I was kind of like in denial. Anybody else can relate. I was kind of in denial that I still have like 10 more boxes downstairs in our basement that I need to deal with so that I can get our basement living space back into shape and not have those boxes sitting in the space. In denial that I still have to do that, but I'll get it done. I was just giving myself some grace. Friends, we all need to give ourselves some grace. Okay, kind of cut that. It's a little bit off, but I don't care. We're going to roll with it. All right, I'm going to bring in the Innocent Pink cardstock. Now, my original, this was Barely There cardstock, and I really, really love Barely There. But I'm out. I had ordered some more and at the last release, so I'm getting some in. And I'm also getting in some new Connect glue. I ordered that big honking bottle that Gina released. I'm excited. I love Connect glue. I don't love using tape runners because I tend to overuse the tape. I like to use the wet glue. And you know, as part of the changing up of the space and getting rid of things, I really did purge a lot of my glue that was stuck and gummy and gooey, and I kind of lost my patience a little bit. If anybody can relate with like how I could not get the glue to be so globby. Oh, Stephanie, I'm almost up and running, still waiting on 2 capture cards. Oh, friend, I understand where you are. Yes, I have 2 capture cards. What are mine? I use the cam links. So they are very, very helpful. They were supposed to be here yesterday, but something tells me they got stuck due to weather. Probably. Hopefully they'll arrive and you can get up and running and going. If you have any questions, Stephanie, when you get up and running, email me, direct message me, whatever. I'm happy to help you. It's a lot. It feels a little bit overwhelming when you're first setting up all of your technology. And when I first started, I didn't have like this camera and this camera. I used a phone and a webcam, and friends, we did just fine. But over time, just trying to bring a little something new to everyone. So I upgraded. Okay, kind of digging this. Not sure. I'm kind of liking the fact, I really like that Barely There cardstock, but I do love this Innocent Pink. Everybody's sharing about their glue, how they like the glue. And I'm cool with this because I know that that washi tape is going to end up kind of going over it and kind of pulling that whole thing together. Okay, let's go ahead. I've got some foam squares. Let's just pop 2 foam squares. Got some Gina K foam squares here. I could use, actually I can't find them. In the cleanup, I had, you know, those scissors that, not the scissors, the tweezers that go in the opposite directions, and I always forget the name of them, and you all are so kind and remind me of what they're called. But I'm tweezer challenged, so I tend to not use tweezers because for some reason those tweezers, I can't get my brain to understand how they work. Can anyone relate? Can anyone relate? Or is it just me? Because, you know, it's been this way for a long, long time. Yes, the leaves are so delicate. So in the stamp set, I really had the opportunity, like the leaves have a little bit of opening to them, very, very slight. Not as wide open as this, but I really just kind of love, that's it, reverse tweezers. Love that concept. Okay, I'm going to pop this down, just kind of like right here, where I'm kind of covering that little spot right there. All right, I'm digging that. Digging that. Reverse tweezers. Everybody's saying the struggle with them. I struggle bus with them, like on the struggle bus, like trying to figure out like how get it's just hilarious. I think I'm gonna have to get a pair and just use them. I used to have a pair, but I think I got so kind of upset with the experience one day that I was just like, I gotta pass these on to somebody who can use them. So Stephanie just shared, oh, it is overwhelming. A few tears of, oh, friend, I can relate. A few tears of frustration. Take a break. Oh yeah. So if you've been in touch with Kathy Z and she's been helpful, Kathy was super helpful with me because we have the same camera system. And yeah, she was super, super helpful. For a long time when I first got this new camera, it wouldn't focus. And I did a live and everything was out of focus. And she kind of helped me figure out the right button. She is a very good friend. So she is awesome in that way. Okay, I'm loving it. Loving the way this looks. It's clean and simple. Now, sentiments. A couple things that we can do. I think I'm just going to stamp the sentiment down here. And I think what I'm going to do is, instead of happily ever after, I'm going to do your adventure is just beginning. I have someone in mind. Yes, the Canon Vixia. That's exactly what I have, Stephanie. And I have someone in mind that I'm going to give this to. And I'm going to give this to this couple on Friday. Another couple who just got engaged that are in my life. It's my nephew. Nephew by friendship is what I always call it. My oldest and dearest friend of 30 years. Her son is getting married Friday. And we are excited. We're super excited. Okay. And their adventure is just beginning. Now, I should be doing this in the Misty because if I drop this on the card, I'm going to be really upset with myself. But I'm going to go rogue and give this a shot and just kind of stamp it down. And just, oh boy, now, like, am I going to get it on here straight? Yeah, we're just going to go rogue. We're just going down. Hopefully it's dark enough. And it looks good. Your adventure is just beginning. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, a little bit of cleanup. Now I could add a few little gems and things like that if I would have brought them into my space. Sandy, you are so brave. You know what, Sandy, there was a moment there I was like, ooh, I really am going to booger this up. And that's not going to look so good. But we did it anyway. Marcy said, no, go with the Misty. I should have went with the Misty. So anyway, friends, I'm loving the way this card came out. Here was the original. Soft. Look at the difference just by changing the background cardstock. And it also, this is Barely There cardstock, and this is Innocent Pink. And that cardstock and that edge of color really does help draw your eye in to the color I stenciled here. And it kind of makes it pop a little bit more. It gives it a little bit more luminosity. Loving it. Love, 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 love. I love this sentiment. Your adventure is just beginning. And I think it's just because all of these sentiments, when I came up with them, were just kind of ideas that were kind of book related. When you're reading a book or you're opening up a magazine or something like that to read, it is like going on an adventure. It's super creative. I read books I listen to a lot of books on Audible, and then often I will get the book and then go back and read it. I'm more of an auditory person when it comes to things. Sometimes when I'm reading, I get sleepy. But if I sometimes I read them and listen to them at the same time, and that's like the sweet spot for me. But I always find my brain just kind of goes off into really fun, creative places when I am reading. So I love clean and simple cards too, Jeanette, and I thought it was a great way for us to ease in. I'm looking for another sample here. A great way for us to ease in to the week. the Yeah, it's been a week since the release, and I jammed in a renovation in between and all the things. So I thought it was a great way for us to just be together, talk a little, get nerd out a little bit, and create a really pretty card together. Okay, so next week's tutorial is going to be on Thursday. We're going to come back to the roots of watercolor and do something really fun with the book. And I am going to be doing a little bit of mixed media. I'm going to be bringing in some color pencil or watercolor pencil with our watercolor. Let me take a peek at the comments. I really love audiobooks. Yes. People are sharing how much they love audiobooks. I am just loving audiobooks. I listen to a lot of books. And then I often find out that I'll listen to them over and over again. Okay, friends. Today's tutorial was shorter. Sometimes we run over, especially when we're doing deeper watercolor tutorials. But like I said, I felt a little winded and wanted to kind of ease in and also share some really great inspiration using this new stamp set with Gina K Designs. All of the materials I used today are listed down below in the description. If you're interested in anything, limited edition is still available as a stamp and die bundle. I believe the stamp alone has sold out, but there's the stamp and die bundle, and then the stencil is separate purchase if you're interested. So they're all still available, and everything is yeah, I'm just loving the set. The set, I say that every time, but I think this is one of my favorites. One of my favorites in the mix, but I say that every single time because when we finally get to use the stamp set, you know, I might have created this probably like 6 months ago, and when it finally gets released, you get really super excited. Okay, friends, I am sending you into the weekend to craft your joy. If you're at all interested in getting on my email list, all of that information is down below in the description. I share a lot of things with my email list and my community that I don't share in social media. And it also provides the link for you to know when I'm going live. I also have a free community, and I'm so excited about this community. I launched it in January or February. We have over 100 members in there. It's completely free to you. It's at craftyourjoylab.com. It's a complement to my online classroom and a complement to the teachings that I do here on YouTube. Check it out. See if it's something you're interested in. That link is also listed down below in the description. And Stephanie, good luck with setting up all of your tech, and be sure to just reach out to me if you need any help, or if you I definitely want to see your new setup and your new tutorials that you're going to be doing. I see everybody just saying some really beautiful things. Thank you so much. A great tutorial. Love this set. And I can't wait to see what you create with this set when it arrives, if you've gotten this set or any of my sets. And again, all of these ideas and techniques that I share on this channel are great. Just you could pull out anything in your stash and use these ideas. So, okay, friends. It's been fun. It's been a blast getting back together. Since last week wasn't live and was pre-recorded, I really did miss going live with you all. So I'm super excited for next week. And thank you, Stephanie. Oh, yes. Beautiful background. This is the new background. So next week in the tutorial, if I can get all the tech aligned, I will do like a walkthrough before we do our tutorial, and I'll do it on a different camera. Okay, friends, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next week, and I'm sending you into this Memorial Day weekend here in the US to craft your joy. Have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.